So we're on to chapter 1 now. I need you, if you do not have this packet, you need to go to, hold on one second. You need to go to the library any day from 8 to 11 and get chapter 1 and chapter 2. So you're going to get 2 packets. Okay? All right. We're going to do this one first. So remember, if I write it, you write it, because all this stuff is going to be what you're tested on. Okay? So we're going to learn a new word today. And the word, oh, they don't have it. So there's 2 words you're going to learn. There's input, which is your X, and there's output, which is your Y. I'm always going to put the input in pink, which is this. And then I'm going to put the output in Y, which is this. So the first question they want to know is, what is the output? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the 3 and I'm going to plug it in here. So I'm going to go 3 squared minus 1. Taking that. 3 squared means 3 multiply 3, which is 9. And 9 minus 1, 8. This time they're saying, hey, what if the input was negative 6? So this time what they're saying is, let me zoom this out a little bit. This time take the negative 6 and plug it in there. So this time they want you to go negative 6 squared minus 1. We're going to be doing this a lot, so you need to get good at it. So that's going to be this time. So then I have negative 6 times negative 6, which is 36 minus 1, which is 35. And that's what we're doing today, okay? What if the input was negative 2? So this time the negative 2 goes in there. Oh, sorry. It goes in over here. So now we've got a new input. Let me zoom that in a little bit. So let's look here. There's my input. So I'm going to go negative of negative 2. So come over here. Negative of negative 2 over 2 minus 10. A negative and a negative make a positive. So it's really 2 divided by 2, which is 1. And 1 minus 10. Let me do this. So we have a positive 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Bye-bye. Boom. Negative 9. All right, let's do the same thing over here. Zoom in out a little bit. What if the input this time was 8? Negative 8 divided by 2. So there's the 8. Minus 10. 8 divided by 2 is negative 4 minus 10. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Nope, bye-bye. All of this. Negative 14. Okay. This time, they're saying the input is negative 10. So I go negative of negative 10 over 2 minus 10. 2 negatives make a positive. So I have 10 divided by 2, which is 5 minus 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Bye-bye. Boom. Negative 5. Let's go to the next one. This time, they're not saying what is the input. They're saying, so this one is the input. This one is the input. This one is the input. This time they have the output. So what they're saying is, if the output is 6, what would the input be? Okay? So, we know what we're going to do. We're going to move this to both sides, so I'll go plus 10. Because I got to take the number over there. 16 equals negative x divided by 2. This line means divide. The opposite is multiply. 32 equals negative x. Divide by negative 1. X equals negative 30. Oops. That was a hard one for sure. Don't worry about that one as much, okay? All right, let's practice these. Plug in 3. That's my input. Let's find the output. Based on PEMDAS. Do this first. 3 times 3. 20 minus 9. 11. Let's go to the next one. 12. This is square root. 112 minus 12 is 100. So when I'm doing this, I got to think what times what gives me 100. And they have to be the same number. I know 10 times 10 is 100. So boom. Okay. What if I had the, hold on, sorry. What if this time, instead of having the square root of 100, I have the square root of 36. So what times what gives me 36? So 6 is my answer. If I have the square root of 25, what times what gives you 25? 5. What if I have the square root of 1? What times what gives me 1? 1. Okay? All right. So now that we know that, let's go back here. Let's zoom this in. And let's do this one. Plug in the 5. So that looks like 5 plus 3 over 5 minus 7. Sorry. So I plugged the 5 in there. 5 plus 3, 8. 5 minus 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Bye, boom, negative 2. This line means divide. Negative 4. Okay. This time, in this question, they have 2 machines. So this is my input, and then this is my output here. So we'll start there, okay? So this is my input. So I'm going to input negative 1 in there. So let's try doing that. So I would go 3 times negative 1 plus 1. 3 times negative 1. When they touch, it means multiply. 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 5, boom, negative 2. So if you look, my output is negative 2. But now they want you to come over here and they want you to go, well, now my output over here is now my input over here. Okay, so let me zoom that out a little bit. And then they want you to do this. Take negative 2, plug it in. Negative 2 squared means negative 2 times negative 2, which is 4, which is my final answer. So I input to output, turns into my input, and there's my new output. Let's go to the next page. Okay, so now they're going to ask you to put in negative 1 here. So let's do it. 4 times negative 1 minus 32. Multiply. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and then under the all of that is negative 36. So the question is, what is the input? And they want to know what is the output. So my input was negative 1. And my output is negative 36. Okay. Make sure you're clear about input and output. Next one. Input is negative 1. First thing you do is what's in here. 1, 1, 2, boom, negative 3 squared. Negative 3 times negative 3, 9. So, input, negative 1. Output, 9. Let's do the next one. Input, negative 1. 1 divided by negative 1. So that's negative 1. What is my input? Negative 1. This time, what is my output? Oh, negative 1. All right, let's go to the next one. This time, every single time, my input is 5, 5, 5. So that means I'm going to put 5 in here. I'm going to put 5 in here, and I'm going to put 5 in here. So I'm going to go 4 times 5 minus 32. I'm going to go 5 minus 2 squared. And I'm going to go 1 over 5. For each time, 5, 5, 5. Well, let's start here. 1 divided by 5 is 1 divided by 5. There's nothing I can do. Done. This one, do this first. 3 times 3, 9. So my output is 9. Let's go to this one. 4 multiplied 5, 20. Minus 32. A lot of pluses, pluses, pluses. A lot of minuses. Some will cross off. You'd be left with negative 12. That is my output. Okay? Input, in, output, out. Okay, the last thing you're going to learn about is something called absolute value. So I want you know something is absolute value when you see 2 lines. The absolute value means what positive value is in there. Okay? So if you look, the absolute value of negative 3, 3. So all we're going to do here is do the same thing. The absolute value of negative 4, 4. The absolute value of 7, 7. Now this one's different because first what we have to do is we have to add what's in there. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Bye. Boom. So we end up with the absolute value of 5. Now, the absolute value of 5, positive. Let's go to the next one. We've got to take care of what's in here first. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Boom. Negative 11, absolute value. Now, the absolute value of negative 11, 11. Look at this. Positive, 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 positive. Okay, let's go to the last one. Oh, absolute value of negative 25 is 25, but there's this negative. So the answer is actually negative 25. So the only time it's negative is if you have something on the outside. All right, this is your homework, okay? So you're going to use, see how this is left machine left, right machine right, okay? Left machine left, right machine right. So just input here, okay? Input here, input here, input here. Next one, absolute value. You can do that. This one, when you do your negatives and put them all together, okay? Notice the squared. Remember what that means. Okay, this is all review. Okay, and that's it.